Hi everyone, and welcome to another Sims 2 speed build. As we're still in October or spooky month, I decided to try and rebuild the old Addams family house. As I'm old, I remember watching the old TV series, the 1960s TV series as a child, which was in black and white, and it's actually on Amazon Prime at the moment if you wanted to check out the old original TV series. I also looked online to see if I could find a plan of the mansion, which I did, so I've sort of gone with that, although I have changed some of the rooms. So this is a 50 by 40 lot and costs 320,812 simoleons. It has an entryway, living room, conservatory, dining room, kitchen, study, downstairs, bathroom and a witch's room. Upstairs is 3 bedrooms, a family bathroom and an extra room which I've placed in a coffin bed. I've also put in a train set thing because in the original series Gomez had a train set which he blew up when the train went over bridges and things. So as in the last build, I've used Adele's custom content from Mod the Sims and also the gravestones in the garden, which is a bit later on in the video. You'll see are the same ones that I used in the last build. I have also used some objects that have been transferred from Sims 4 to Sims 2, including the bear rug with the bear head on it. I don't know what pack that was from or what expansion pack or game pack, or it might have been a kit or something, but they had a bear rug in the original series, so I was able to put that in. I've used a lot of old looking things like windows and furniture to make it look old and goth like. I believe, or what I heard, was that the Goths in The Sims 2, they were originally based on the Addams family, although in The Sims 2 they only have one child, Cassandra, whereas in the original Addams family they have Wednesday and Pugsley, their son. So because a couple of these rooms are on the diagonal, I had a bit of a problem putting windows in and items and objects. That one there that I've just put the windows in, that's the conservatory, and the other one that's on the diagonal is the dining room. So I did have to use a few cheats, move objects on and allowing a 45-degree angle. Now this paving that I was using here, I did use in my last build, and I had problems turning a corner with the pavement, but I actually figured it out. As you'll see later on in the video, what you have to do is click on the drawing and then do Control F so that you get a quarter of the tile, and then you're able to mess about putting a different corner in from a different angle. You'll see as we go on the way I done it on the back first before I contemplated tackling the front of the lot. Now the plan that I found online showed a dark corridor like the one there just behind the stairs, so I left that in, and I had to do a straight wall there because of the fireplace that I wanted to put in. So obviously I've had to make a few changes on this build to allow for things to be placed and for Sims to be able to get around. Now as you can see here, it looks like I don't have a bathroom. That's because I changed things up a little bit later on. I made the rooms a bit different, and I think I pulled that room out actually, so it sticks out a little bit. Now in the original TV series, as you come into the hallway, there are steps going down into the lounge with this bear rug over the steps. Obviously I couldn't do that in The Sims 2, so I had to make the door a little bit wider. It's not actually a door, it's just an opening and I put the columns there that I got from Mod the Sims again, just to finish off the endings of those walls so that I could place the bear rug there in between the two rooms, just to keep in line with the original build, the original Addams Family Mansion. Now this end room, I was originally going to have a downstairs bedroom, so I put in a normal door, but I did change it to a witch's room, and I've got a funny feeling that I didn't change the door into an archway, so sorry about that. But then I suppose if it's a witch's room, you want to keep things secret. Ah yes, I decided to use carpet to make it look like a rug in the rooms. I think I used that, yeah, in the hallway. I think I'd done it upstairs on the landing as well. Here's where I had a bit of a problem with the carpeting in here, but I just done Control F on the carpet just to make the carpeting or the rug go diagonally. I think I changed the colour of that, and also the one, yes I did, and also the one in the study was changed as well. You can see there that I changed it to green, but I think I changed it again later on. And here I'm doing, I think I'm doing the bathroom here. Oh yes, I was bringing that room out so I could put in a bathroom there. And then I do bring the study out a bit as well, I believe. Yes, I did put an ordinary door in there. Never mind. It's probably better to have an ordinary door rather than an archway, seeing as it's set up as a witch's room. And this is the kitchen, which I decided to make a little bit smaller, as I didn't want to put a table in there, as we have a dining room there for a table. Here I am extending the library or study. I do put a few bookcases in there. I was thinking maybe if that bathroom hadn't have been there in between the study and the witchy room, then I could have put one of those bookcases that go through the wall there. Or I suppose I could have put one in the hall to go in there, but of course if you download this for your game, then obviously you can make those changes if you want to. There were curtains that I put in here, which are the curtains that I normally use, and I did change all these because I found some really nice curtains. They're more like drapes and fitted better with the sort of goth haunted mansion, Addams Family Mansion theme, better than these ones. But you'll see as I do that later on. When I do the witch's room, I find these really nice curtains and end up changing everything else. Here's Adele's goth style sofa that I've used in this build. I didn't use it in the last build. I was going to. I think I was going to change things up and then decided not to. But I've used them in this build because it went well again with the theme. But as you can see, I've also put in a proper computer, even though it's all meant to be sort of oldie worldy, old fashioned. And I also put in a TV in the living room because your Sims need to have all the mod cons. I did change up those other two bookcases in the end, and there's Bella. Had to have Bella. Yes, that's where I changed the carpeting, and I put these other things in rather than putting in extra bookcases. I really like those floor lamps. They're very sort of Victorian style. That's from Adele as well. It's part of that set. And I used different ceiling lights this time. These ones are actually in game. And I believe I changed that sofa up to one of those love seats in the end. And we have to have a grandfather clock, of course. I did put telephones in as well, and alarms. Yeah, I think that when I changed those curtains, they make it look a lot better. There's the love seat instead. And more lights going in. Now, I did do some more custom content shopping over at Mod The Sims, and I actually found a spinning wheel over there, but it's only decorative. So I did pop that in, which looks the part. They do have a spinning wheel in the original TV series. And of course the bear statue. Oh, and that's a thing. It's a hand, which is a Sims 4 to Sims 2 conversion. I think it might have been the paranormal stuff pack, if I remember correctly. So I've put that in because that's thing. Yeah, so the spinning wheel. I was thinking if I couldn't find a spinning wheel that I would use a sewing machine. And this piano, it is in game, but I got recolours from Mod The Sims. So it's not just the, bog standard one colour piano, which you have them in white as well, I think, and cream. And this is where I was having problems with putting up pictures on a slanted wall, so I had to use cheats for that. I put in quite a lot of plants in this build because I think that makes it look sort of oldie worldy and Gothic-y, if that's a word. Obviously the conservatory is full of plants. There's loads of plants I've put in there, including a cow plant, a little miniature cow plant in a glass jar, which was another 4:2 conversion. I did change this table up. I decided to put a table with a plant on in the middle of the room, but I did change that up and put in a parrot cage. And here I was fiddling about with the conservatory. So I had to use cheats for this as well, because obviously again we're on the slant, plus I wanted to bunch up a load of plants together. I didn't put curtains in the conservatory because I thought, well, that sort of defeats the object really. The conservatory is meant to be sort of like a bit of a greenhousey type thing, isn't it, for plants to get natural daylight. So as I say, there's a lot of plants in this, and there's plants from the game and custom content, which I believe I got from Tumblr, and also some 4:2 conversions. I did put a couple of chairs in here as well, but I've had to put them on the slant, so I'm hoping your Sims will be able to use them okay. If not, then you'll have to move them so that they go straight, although the plants might be in the way, so you may have to move out a couple of plants to house the chairs, but I think it looks really nice in here. Oh, there's the cow plant. And there I put the chairs, so they may sort of go into the plants a little bit. And some hanging plants as well. I actually really like this room. I think it looks really nice. It's probably my favourite room of the house. Now I placed the dining room chair. I didn't put that on a slant, although it looks like it's on a slant. It isn't, because it only looks that way because the room is like that. But the only reason I didn't put the table on a slant is because I was worried that Sims wouldn't be able to sit down there. Although I put the piano on a slant, I've done that before, and Sims are okay to sit there and play the piano. So I have tested that out before. I do like that little clock. again from Adele, from the Victorian set that she done on Mod Sims. Again, using these curtains, which I end up changing later on. I think sometimes when I start changing things around, it makes the video a bit longer. I have cut out bits that are unnecessary. And here's the spinning wheel, which is unfortunately just a decorative item. But I think the person who was doing it was going to have it so that you could get creativity from it. Now these cabinets that I just put in, they're the other cabinets what you sit for, like a breakfast bar. They weren't the actual kitchen cabinets. I made that mistake, a bit thick sometimes. And they are actually recolours that I got from Mod Sims again, from the original cabinets in game. These are the ones here that I used up against the wall by mistake, so I used them here. This is meant to be a sort of like a butcher's block. I did put some knives on there, there we go. The curtains in here in the kitchen I kept the same, so I think they went well with the style of the kitchen. But I could put a couple of doors in the kitchen. There's one leading into the hall and also one leading into the dark corridor there, which is near the dining room. So it's easy for food to be served up. I didn't put any chairs by those counters because I didn't want them to eat in the kitchen. I want them to eat in the dining room. But of course, if you want them to eat in the Sims to eat in the kitchen, you can always put some chairs there. So it doubles up. I did end up putting a couple more counters there, but as I'm looking for things, I find other things and think, oh, that would do well for that room. And I think we've come to the point where I find, oh, there's from the paranormal stuff pack, I believe. And yeah, I decided let's have a look, see what other curtains I've got, and I came across these, which are brilliant. I think they might be a 4:2 conversion, so I ended up changing everything. I actually changed that one later on as well to a brown one. But these look more the part, I think, and they go together like that, so you can have two together overlapping, which is great. So again, fiddling about doing move objects on this one because of the room being on the slant, and I changed the colour of these as well because they look a bit too light. I wanted darker ones, so all gone back to blue, even though the wallpaper is a sort of a greeny colour, and that's a Sims 4:2 conversion, along with the coffee table and the candles. I've got quite a few candles on that table, but of course if you've got a witch, and you can put the cauldron in there and the spell book, and you can of course use the table to put things on that you've made in the cauldron. Ah yes, the doll, I think that's from Paranormal stuff pack as well. Ah yes, I decided to put audio in, and that was the Casanova Cave conversion one, I believe, but because it's got a record player on it, it looked more old-fashioned, I suppose. Although a proper record player would be a really old one with one of those horns on it, one that you have to wind up because it's not electrical. And no, I'm not that old, but I do have records. Unfortunately, I don't have a record player. So I think that's something I need to get so I can play my records, because I refuse to rebuy all my music on CD. I think after looking at this, on second thoughts, I probably should have made that bedroom there on the right hand side more square than having that slant across there. But then it would have gone over the top of the conservatory, which I wanted to have a sort of open flat roof with that nice fencing edge on it. So I do extend this upstairs and change that hallway a little bit, because I didn't want that extra space behind like I had downstairs. And I changed this up to house the windows at the front, which I did have problems with actually, that top window at the front, but it was because it didn't have the ground raised beneath it, although the windows at the bottom there we go, they placed better then once I'd raised the ground a little bit. Here's the room that I put in as what I call the torture room. Oh, there is a torture room in the original house, but I ended up putting the train set in there and a dartboard and a coffin bed. So both bathrooms are the same for upstairs and downstairs, and I kept all 3 bedrooms more or less the same as well. Oh yes, so again I used the carpet to make what looks like a rug on the landing as well. I do like those curtains. I'm so glad I found those because they look so much better than the other ones. Yes, I used a couple of pictures that were from the paranormal stuff pack of Sims 4, which had been converted, which again I think looked the part and went well with the theme of the build. Oh, this is when I changed it to brown. So I changed the bottom one as well. I do like this bathroom set. Not sure where I got that from. That was probably Mod the Sims as well. One thing, whilst I remember, one thing I did forget to do was put a side table in between those sofas in the living room, unfortunately. I realised that when I was editing the video. I did use what seems like a more modern rug in there because I tried to use a different rug, but because I had to place it with move objects, the colouring and everything went off. It looked quite weird, so I ended up using that one because I know that when I place it with move objects it's fine. Now I tried to make this for Wednesday's room and I ended up putting, is it a worm rat or something, cage in there, which I think, I've no idea what a worm rat is. Unless it's a guinea pig, different name for a guinea pig. Is it a worm rat or wom rat or something? But this was meant to be Wednesday's room. Then the one next to it would be Pugsley's room. Oh yes, the radiators that I found. They're actually in game, I believe. Because they do actually work. You can put them on and warm your hands by them. And there's the, I decided, because I put that cage in that bedroom, I decided to put in the parrot cage downstairs in the middle of the room. Just to use up some of the space. So as I say, all the bedrooms are basically the same. Well, I've used the same bed anyway, because again, that was, I believe that's Adele's set. There's 2 sets that she done. That's the Victorian Goth set and the Chinese set. So I've used a mixture of both of those. And again, some more plants. And this is the main bedroom there, or Gomez and Morticia's room, again with those curtains. Decided to do that one red rather than purple again. So I think, isn't he a vampire? I think in the original series, I think she's a witch and he's a vampire. So I thought red would go nice with it, as in blood red. And I found that spider as well. Should have put that in Wednesday's room, I think, because I think she was into spiders and bugs and things. Oh, that's some more TS4 to TS2 conversion pictures for the wall. And more radiators. I can't remember if I don't think I put plants on that fireplace. Never mind. I tend to get waylaid sometimes. I think, oh, I need to do this and I need to do that, and then I forget to do something else. Oh, I put the robot making bench in there because I thought, well, robot making is pretty cool really, because you can make those robots that vacuum up. Yes, we had vacuum cleaners in The Sims 2 way before The Sims 4, but you had to make your own on the robot bench or robot making bench. And also you get those other robots that zap people that are not wanted on the lot, which are great for university if you want to get rid of the cow mascot. I wanted to have this sort of like a bit of a tower bit at the front, so the roof was higher than the rest of the house. So I made it a bit more pointy. But that room there, the square that I've done to put the roof on, you can't, there's no access to that, but I suppose you could put a staircase in there. I did have problems with this roofing. I think it's the mansard roofing, but I did get there in the end. I've had to cut a few chunks out of the video where I've been fiddling about with it, so you'll see a quick sort of quick change from like that from one scene to another. But I think it looked nice after I'd done it. It's a bit different to what I normally do, which is probably why the price of this property or this lot is a lot more expensive than my usual lots. I had trouble with that corner bit as well. There we go. And of course you have to put a wall in. So I suppose you could have stairs going up to that room, and then you've got a extra space above for putting in hobby things and rewards if you wanted to. It does have a flat roof like the other flat roofs I've got there. And I do put a couple of windows in as well. And those are recolours from Mod the Sims game. That was another part of my custom content that shop that I done just recently as well. Just flattening out the ground. I did put sort of nice mowed lawn at the beginning, but I have changed that as time's gone on with rocks and leafy ground and to make it look a bit more messy. As here is where I figured out how to do that corner, which you'll see in a minute. Just do Control F, there we go. Okay, got the corner done, but I forgot to change it on the steps at the front of the property. That's all you need to do. There's probably a tutorial somewhere, but at least I did figure it out in the end. One thing I do forget to say in my videos, which I've noticed these past couple of builds, is that if you do want this lot in your game, you can download it from the link in the description, and all instructions for installing it in your game is in the readme file in the download zip. Now, I didn't put a barbecue in on the front or the back porch there, but I did put in some plants and things. I think they're those stands things where I've put the plants. I think that's from the werewolf pack conversion, but I'm not quite sure. I think it was a conversion though. Oh, here I am doing the path, and now I know how to do it. There we go. And then put a plain bit in to cover those bits up, but I didn't do a path to the driveway. I did change that driveway. I put an invisible one in, which again is CC, probably from Mod The Sims again. And the fencing is from Mod The Sims as well. It's all rickety fencing. And there's the gravestones again that I used in the previous build. And here I do all the messing up of the ground to make it look a bit more gothy and unkempt. I do put a lot of trees in as well. I was looking for more dead trees, but I did come across some on Sims Resource, but I wasn't that keen, to be honest. So I thought I'll just leave it for the trees that I've got. I put in some weeping willows and ash trees because they look nice as well. And I ended up putting soil underneath the fences again, like I did last time. I think I have done it before and then forgot to do it in other builds, but I remembered this time. Ah yes, the seasonal tree. I'm not sure where I got that from. Again, it's probably Mod The Sims. It's usually Mod The Sims. If not, it'll be Tumblr. I decided to put a rock wall in for the rest of it. And more unkempt ground with more trees. Well, as the video is coming to an end, I'll do my shout outs. So a big shout out to Eero Sims, Alice Jones, Nikki McKay, Diane Rowe and Paula Alfaro. Thank you so much. And if you do want to become a member, I have placed the price at the lowest I can do. It is a monthly fee, but you can cancel at any time. As a member, you get a little plum bob by your name, some custom emojis to use, and of course shout outs in my videos, which I've just done. And I'll also put a shout out and pin it to the comments as well. I've also placed a car in the driveway on this one. I found a car that I've had for ages and ages. I've never actually used it, but I thought it looked well, or looked to go well. And there it is. With the theme of the build. So that was from Mod The Sims as well. I think I've done a little mistake on that pathway as I'm watching this. So anyway, well, thanks for watching everyone. If you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to comment in the section below and let me know what you think. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notification of my next video. Subscribing is absolutely free and is very much appreciated. I have put a little picture medley at the end of the video so that you can see the rooms as I've completed them. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Dag dag.